Hey, this is Joel from the Traveler Toolkit. Today to unbox and give you my first thoughts and honest opinion on this SEESII pole chainsaw. So I have a SEESII handheld chainsaw already, been using it most of the summer to chop up little limbs that fall off my tree, but there are those times when you need to grab a limb that is far off your reach off the ground. You don't want to get up on a ladder with a chainsaw. You need something like this attached to a pole chainsaw. And because I already have the battery system, this is even better. So I'm excited to take a look at this. We're going to unbox it for the first time together. I've already cut it open, but I haven't actually unpacked it here. So you can see what's in the box and how it stacks up. Then we'll get out there and we'll use this thing on some trees here on our property. So the first thing I see right out on top of the box, the handheld chainsaw, and it looks like, yeah, the batteries just go right in here, but this is also what attaches to your pole. So you could use it as a pole chainsaw or just a handheld chainsaw, whichever you prefer. And this guard is a little hard to get off here. There we go. So you can see the 6-inch blade. Feels a little small. It's got this guard on the top, but you don't need much. This is not to cut big giant limbs, but it is for smaller things that are just hanging down. So I like the build quality and the size of this in your hand. I can't wait to add the pole to it, but it looks like we've got our chain tensioner right up here. We've got a nice ergonomic handle with a safety button and a pull trigger. We have the reservoir for a bar and chain oil, and it looks like a little primer for that to get it going. Keep your bar lubricated, and then yeah, just the place for the battery here on the bottom. So let's check out what else is in the box and see how this fits in with it. All right, so you already saw me pull out one battery, but it looks like this actually comes with two batteries. These are both 21 volt, 2 amp hour batteries, and I believe you only can use one at a time, so it's to swap out. And the way that SEESII products work is they have this little plug here that plugs into the center of the battery. So you have your battery right here, and this plug just goes right there, and then you've got your DC outlet that plugs into the wall. So it looks a lot like other tool batteries, but you don't have an actual system to click it into. You just use this cord. Let's see what else. Oh, we've got a strap here. I don't use things like this very often, but it does come with a strap if you want to put that on. And like their other chainsaw that I have, you have some extra chains in a pack. So you have some extra chains, a pair of gloves, a pair of glasses, oil, things to get you started, just like a starter kit. If you own a chainsaw, you probably have all these things, but the extra chainsaw blades are nice to have around as this gets dull and you want to replace it. Instead of just sharpening it, you have a couple extra. And then finally inside here, we have the pole itself for the chainsaw. It's got, yes, this is the strap ring right here. And it looks like, yeah, these are just like a bicycle. These are tensioner little clicks here. So we can click them down, we can pull them up and extend. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, and it's spring loaded. So if you let go, it just locks in, but you want to pull out. Guess you could do that one at a time. Lock it in, pull out. Ah, that'll pinch your fingers. Lock it in, and that needs to be tightened. So what you would want to do is tighten them on the back, loosen them here, tighten these down a little more, and then when you click this down, yeah, gonna be super tight. So that's what you want to do, tight, and then you get a nice positive latch there. So let's just do that on both of them. And then we can extend it. I don't see the best way to do this yet, but that's kind of a nice extension feature. There we go. And you're looking at what is probably full length on this. This is your handle down here. This is the handle, and your battery is gonna go right there. Little safety latch on both sides and the trigger. Nice. And a foam handle right here in the middle. I am 6 feet tall, and this extended out is probably about 8 feet. And so once you add the saw to it, let's go ahead and do that. It's gonna get even longer. So look here, on this side, you've got a button that you can press, yeah, and adjust the angle of this saw. And then the saw just clicks in there like a battery would. So it's like the pole is a battery, click, boom. That's pretty cool. And then you can adjust the angle whether you want to be here, here, within reason. I kind of like that. And then when you're done, you press this button and the handsaw slides out. So you've really got two saws in one. You've got the 6-inch mini handheld chainsaw, and it's a pole chainsaw at the same time. So we're gonna click it in, and we're gonna use it as a pole chainsaw. In fact, now we're gonna get out there and we're gonna test out how this does on the property. We've got a lot of overgrown trees that I wanna trim out. We're gonna see how well this does. Then we'll come back here and talk about my honest opinion and thoughts. All right, the first thing you need to do is put bar and chain oil inside the chainsaw. I will say that right up front, this hole looks pretty small, so you probably want a funnel. Thankfully, this bottle is not very full, so I can get in there pretty accurately and overfill it. It's a small tank, so don't overfill it like I did. All right, and then once you have your oil in here, you want to prime this bulb. I've only seen this in gas engines, but yeah, it looks like if you prime this bulb right here, it'll show you that it's getting bar and chain oil up to the base of the blades and the chain. So yeah, you just want to prime this half a dozen times. Once your bulb fills, then you know you're good to go. So now we can go cut some trees. All right, so we've checked our chain tension. We're nice and tight. We've added our bar and chain oil. I'm now gonna change the angle on my saw to make it a little easier. I'm gonna go with that. I don't really know, I'm just guessing. And then I'm gonna let out my pole a little bit here. Doesn't look like we need a ton of length, and actually, the more I see it, the less I want that angle, because the saw already has an angle. I kind of like that. So we're only about halfway out. We're gonna try on these tiny limbs and see how it does. Here we go. All right, you want to get closer to the base of the tree. Yeah, and just want to let the weight of the saw do the work and kind of pull down. You don't want to pull down yourself. Right here at the base. Yeah, pretty good. Let's keep working our way around. If you stick it right in a corner, it will bind. There we go. All right, let's keep working our way around. This is the biggest one I've done yet. Yeah, just going slow. There we go, not too bad. That's probably a 3 or 4 inch diameter. Let's get a couple more around here. Just trying to make it so we can mow underneath. Nice. Now get this one way up here. There you go, I like it. All right, well, after cutting with this thing for a little over 20 minutes here, you can see all the branches we've trimmed off of these two trees, a lot of dead limbs, things that were hanging down when we were on our tractor and lawnmower. I can honestly say that this thing, once broken in, does a really, really good job. You have to make sure you get oil circulated all the way through and in this bubble completely full, or it binds a little at the beginning when you're first starting, and it could trick you into thinking there's something wrong with the saw, but just needs to be fully lubricated before you can go chopping big branches with it. So make sure you run it through and get that bar oil circulating. But I like how lightweight it is. For as small as it is, just a 6-inch bar and chain, it does a really good job, and I'm impressed with all that we've chopped down. I mean, we did 3, even 4-inch diameter branches at most with this. I was really impressed with that, and I love the fact that I can take this off, pull my battery out of the bottom here, and I can have a hand chainsaw in seconds. So I can just run over here, I can grab a branch. I mean, that is so handy for making firewood. I absolutely love it. These littler sticks, I can have kindling chopped up and be ready for a fire in no time thanks to this pole saw and this handsaw. So if you're looking for something really handy, really small, compact, lightweight to take around your property, to get rid of branches hanging down or already on the ground, this could be it for you. The SEESII 6-inch pole chainsaw that converts to a hand chainsaw. So check it out for yourself. This might be what you've been looking for.